Hi, my name is John Taylor. You can call me Wes, and I am applying for the head track coach at Hilson State University. Um, to start, to tell you a little about myself, my name is John Taylor. I am a graduate of Arkansas State University at Jonesboro, Arkansas, with a bachelor's in physical education. I ran track in high school, and I thoroughly enjoy the game of track. The most difficult adjustment I've ever had to make, part of the reason that I've went into education and wanting to help students, coach students, teach them, not only in sports but in the classroom as well. I was a foster child growing up. The biggest adjustment I ever had to make was when I got separated from my mother and I had to become a foster child. And then again, when I got adopted by my aunt and uncle, those were very difficult adjustments that I learned. I feel like I can relate to kids through some of the things I've been through. How would I describe my work style? Dedicated, determined, hardworking. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to figure out a solution to a problem no matter how long it takes me. What I have to do, I will get to the bottom of it, and I will put my everything into whatever task is at hand. If I had a dispute with a coworker, how would I handle it? I would handle it in the sense of polite, not only just being polite, but I would handle it the correct way. I would not be rude or I would not be physical about the altercation. I would handle it in a respectable, responsive way, to where hopefully we could compromise or solve the problem or dispute that is at hand, coercively and together and for the benefit of everyone. What are some career goals for the next 3 to 5 years? Be a head track coach, be a successful one, not only in terms of winning and accomplishments, but with my students, build relationships, build connections, establish a home, a place that I can call my home, my family, somewhere where I can be myself and where I can spread my knowledge to students and my care to students and my team as well. What factors most influence my willingness to take a risk? Achievability, how likely I am to achieve the risk, and the low risk factor as well. If I can take a risk and there's not a high risk factor, maybe there's a variable that makes it too dangerous. I wouldn't do it then. But if the risk would not cause immediate harm or would not damper or hurt us too bad if not accomplished, then I would go for it. I would ask my team also if they were okay with doing it as well, or if they would want to do it, and if they think that it would be safe. I would want feedback from them as well. What examples can you give me that reflect your ability to apply good judgment in a challenging situation? I don't overreact in situations. I try to keep the peace. When I got adopted, a lot of kids that I knew would fight the power. They wouldn't be cooperative with their counselors per se, with their social workers. I was always careful about that. When deciding to apply for this job, I asked my family, if they would be okay with moving to this area, and if that's something that they would want to do. We had a chance to apply at another place, and due to the distance that it would cause my wife and as well as my child from their other family, we decided not to do it. So we wanted to make the best judgment for my wife, my child, my family, as well as myself in that situation. Working as a team, I've worked as a team my whole life in terms of I grew up playing basketball, running track. I was in Highgate, in the classroom. I worked as a lifeguard, and I worked as a waiter at Olive Garden for some time during college. And you always got to be in a team. You got to work as a team in all those professions and sports and classrooms. You got to work in that environment. So I believe that I have very good experience with working with the team in that situation, in certain situations. Advantages and disadvantages. Advantages, you always have help. You always have another another link you can go to. You have a resource you can use to be able, if you can't do something on your own, you always have help or backup. Or if you're not sure what you need to do, you have another place to go to. Some disadvantages, if you believe that you know what you need to do, if you believe that maybe your teammate's solution isn't the best, then you always won't be able to do what you want to do. You will have to compromise as part of that team because not everybody can get exactly what they want. An example, something you had to learn that was difficult. Oh man, a lot. College for one, but the first thing that popped in my mind was I had to learn how to play guitar. I didn't have to, but I wanted to. At a very young age, 8 or 9 years old, I'm not musically inclined per se. I love to play guitar, but I had to work at it. Basketball came naturally for me, way more naturally than playing the guitar did. I had to practice. I had to work just to be decent, but I was willing to put the time in. I was willing to put the work in and the effort in to achieve the skill, or somewhat of the skill. It's not perfect. It's still a work in progress of being able to play a instrument. On a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the lowest, how do you rate your communication skills? A 5. I love talking to people. I love solving disputes. I love figuring out solutions. I've never had stage fright, and I've never really been passive or timid in the, say for instance, I've never been passive or timid in the way of solving a dispute or an argument or a conflict. That doesn't mean I go in and I'm super aggressive, but I take the time, I use my words, I use my mental thought process to figure out solutions, to be able to communicate to a solution that is beneficial to everyone. If you found out one of your coworkers was doing something dishonest, what would you do? I would go up front and ask them about it. I would go and ask them about it, and I would tell them they don't need to do that. They don't need to be dishonest. If you've got something going on that makes you to where you have to be dishonest, you need to either address us or you need to go to our boss and address them. And I would ask them not to do it again. And if it happened again, I feel like I would need to tell somebody else. I would need to tell somebody higher up and let them know what's going on, because more than likely, if they're being dishonest, not only is it hurting them, but it's hurting the team as well. And to be successful, we can't have that happen. Personal definition of success. Very good question. I believe success is achieving or working towards achieving a goal that you put in place. And the goal doesn't have to be something just crazy. It doesn't have to be win a gold medal in the Olympics or climb Mount Everest or something like that. But a goal that you set for yourself, if you were able to achieve it or you're able to get closer to it than you were before, I do believe that that is indeed success. I do believe that you are achieving things that you set out to do. It makes you a successful person. Personal motto, don't give up. I know that's stereotypical and kind of corny, but no matter how hard it is or what's going on, you will be able to overcome it. You will be able to get past it. Don't give up. Don't quit. Because when you quit, you lose. You don't achieve success. Don't give up. Keep striving. Keep going. Keep competing. How do you go about organizing yourself to accomplish goals? I would try to make a plan. A lot of people, I know some people that don't like having plans. They just go off the spur of the moment. I'm all for having a plan. I get that plans change, but you can also have backup plans as well in case those plans were to change. I would put out it wouldn't even have to be super detailed, but just kind of a set list of these are what I need to accomplish to get to where I need to go. Maybe an order of the things that I need to do or need to set out to do to be able to accomplish it. Establishing priorities. I always do that. I've always had a set list of priorities. I always put my faith first, my family second, my job third, me, and then everything else below. I believe before you can do anything, you have to have priorities set. So when you are doing your job or you are trying to achieve that goal, you can put an order of what needs to be the front fourth in your life, or maybe the front of the task at hand, what you need to do. What is one thing about yourself that you would most like to change? I can't say I'd really want to change anything. I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but I believe that we're all created and made a certain way that makes us special to the human race and that makes us special to other people. If I had to change one thing, I would say maybe I expand my patience. I'm a patient person. I'm not saying I'm not, but I think that all of us could have, if we had more patience, the world would be a better place. You know, we have world leaders right now that don't have any patience, and it's making the world a less better place. Whereas if they just had patience and took their time and wouldn't elevate conflicts quickly, we would be better off. So I think if I could expand on my patience even more, it would be better. Number 19, which of your personal characteristics do you feel enhances effectiveness in communicating with others? Relatability, being relatable, and also previous experiences. All the things I've went through, being kind. So like being kind, previous experiences, and being relatable to people. People are more likely to get along with you and listen to you if you can relate to them in any way, walk, or form of their life. People are also able to communicate with you if you've been through some of the things they've been through, which also goes to being relatable. Just being kind, being open, being expressive. Kindness opens a lot of people up, their love, their heart, their mind. And I think those are some things that help me being effective in communicating. Why do I think I'm a good fit for this position? I have the experience, I have the training, I have the dedication, the determination, and I can relate with these kids, and I can communicate with these kids effectively to be able to not only guide them in the best direction for their track and field career, but also in life as well. I think I have the previous experiences, I have the communication skills, I have the dedication, I have the work ethic to enhance these students' goals, their skills, as well as their walk of life moving forward afterwards. If I had an opportunity to develop a basic set of beliefs, values, which would serve as the institution's foundation for success, what would those be? I believe those would be honesty, loyalty, hard work. I think if you have those three things, you can move a mountain. Be honest with people. Don't ever lie to them. Don't lose their trust. Be loyal. And what I mean be loyal, show up on time. Be loyal to what you say you're going to do. Be honest to what you say you're going to do. And if you work as hard as you can every single day, the results will speak for themselves. You know, you've done everything. I think if you have those three things, those would be my basic set of values and beliefs. Those are hard. I try to do them every day and I fail every day. But I strive for them. I try my hardest to be able to do them. What's the difference between a vision and a mission? A vision is something that you can achieve through a mission. That's how I feel. If, a mission is something you set out to do, a vision is something you would like to be able to do, that you would like to achieve, while a mission is something you are striving in the current belief to be able to do. Both great things, just kind of in different senses. If I had three people in here to consider, that you consider, to know you best, how would they describe you? Hardworking. I hate to use the word funny because it's kind of basic, but I like to cut up a lot. I like to have a great time. When it's time to be serious, I like to be serious. You need to be serious. But I also like to cut up and be kind of laid back when the time is there. I love making people laugh. I love hearing people make me laugh. So being funny, being hardworking, and being honest. I'm honest with my friends. I'm honest with people. Even if maybe it's something they don't want to hear, they need to hear it. I'm not going to lie to them. I'm not going to be dishonest to them. I'm not going to be unloyal to them. What are one or two areas do you think you can improve performance? Knowledge, definitely. I always think that you can grow in your knowledge. You can also always learn more. You can always learn more than you knew previously. Everybody. When you think that you have learned enough, that's when you haven't learned any. That's what I've always heard my whole life. Of what accomplishments in your life are you most proud? I think graduating college is definitely up there. No one in my family has a college degree. I am the only one with a college degree, and that means a lot to me. Considering where I came from, being in and out of foster homes and orphanages, to being adopted, being where I am now, after everything I've been through and what I could have went through, means even more to me. It means a lot to me because I didn't have to do this. I wanted to do this to show people I could do it, to show people I could make it this far. It means a lot to me because nobody thought I'd ever be able to do it with what all I went through. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your consideration. God bless.